Hi everyone. Here we are, Monday night again, 8 o'clock. Time for the Tilt Hour, and the Tilt ladies are with us. We are down one again tonight, but that's due to health. So we just everybody send really good vibes to Shirley so that she's feeling better. But thank you for those that came on tonight and always share Monday night with us. Man, you're awesome. You're just awesome. And the regulars that come, and then the newbies that have been coming along too. And please introduce yourself in the chat roll so that we can all say hi to you and welcome you. I think you're going to find that the people that come out to this hangout they're like a family. I mean, um, everybody's just incredible, and we come so close because to each other because we're always inspiring and motivating each other. So we want to welcome y'all to here tonight, and we do this for you, the doer, the dreamer, and the entrepreneur. It's all about you, and through helping you, we help ourselves. So it's a win-win for all of us. And tonight we've got an amazing topic. One that hits us all, I think. And the title to it is Be Okay with Where You're At. Remember, everyone started at zero. My gosh, how true is that? Uh, I remember going back when I started, and I mean, the first day I thought I knew everything. And by the end of the first day, I realized I didn't know a darn thing. But I don't think that you know, I'm alone in that. I think tons and tons of you out there feel this way when you get started. So, in order to help you, I want to tell you the one thing that's going to be a very powerful concept that you can apply to your life and your business and, yeah, even your relationships that will make you realize that you're not at zero, and every day you're changing, you're climbing, you're getting up there, you're learning more and more. But this concept is so simple, and so many people put it on the shelf and forget to utilize it. So I'm going to remind you tonight. But Sam and I, we do this frequently because of our schedule, our life schedule, and everything. We have to do it because a lot of the times he's away, so we get back with each other and we talk about it. And we've adopted this into our household. And today I'm going to share it with you. So when you start trying to build your business, you're going to run into many obstacles and challenges because you'll be forced to learn new skills, and it will force you to go right outside that comfort zone that you're so familiar with. I mean, people message me all the time asking me, say, how do you stay motivated? Yeah, can I buy a vowel, please, tonight? How do you stay so motivated to build your business, Nettie? Well, this is the secret that I've got for you. I have a secret weapon named my why, who kicks my butt daily anytime that negative thoughts start to creep into my head or I doubt myself. My why has always been my driving force to want more and to push myself harder. It never, ever lets me settle for okay. You know, before I go on, I really want to make a point that if you don't have a why that motivates you daily, then you need to really look inside of yourself and find it. And here's a tip. It's not the money. It's not money. So along with my why, I have a mentor and I have an accountability partner. Now those are two things too that you definitely need. If you're going to be in business for yourself, you've got to have those things to keep you going. And we all need them. So find a friend or a mentor or a accountability partner. Boy, I'm really having trouble tonight with talking. Sorry, guys and gals, but keep you on track because you're going to have down days. You just are. We've all done it. It's human nature. And without these people in your life, you won't go far. And without those people in my life, that's what keeps me going to get this far. My mentor taught me a concept from the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, and it's a concept of there is no such thing as I can't. He made me realize that all my dreams and my visions and my goals, I have had all of that in my life, and darn it, they're there for the taking. And as long as I didn't quit, I would succeed. Don't ever think for a minute that Nettie doesn't get scared, and Nettie doesn't have self-doubts. And sometimes Nettie even thinks, can you really go to the next level? However, after some of these self-doubts kick in and I get terrified, and I do, and I start thinking about how I can't do something, I pause and I sit there and I sit back and I realize and I think that if I'm scared, well, holy bajoli, I must be moving in the right direction. Because if it was easy, wouldn't everybody be doing it? I mean, it would just be, everything that you really want, your vision and your dream and your goals, you got to work for it. Unless you win the lottery, you've got to work for all of this stuff. So then I tell myself that there's no such thing as I can't. And if you believe you can't do something, that's exactly what you'll get. If you believe you can do something, you will figure out a way no matter how many obstacles you hit. So my only secret to my success in whatever I do is my desire to succeed. And I will get frustrated, and sometimes I'll get a little down and out, but I always keep pushing it, and I always figure it out. So start adapting this. There is no such thing as I can't. Start adapting that philosophy in your life, and it will move you to every goal you want to achieve. And it's natural to get down, to get frustrated, to hit obstacles in your life. Everyone does. However, when you truly believe you can, you will always figure out how to overcome those obstacles and make your dreams come true. And I used to be a I can't type of person. I thought I wasn't smart enough. I couldn't succeed because I'm over the hill baby boomer. And I created these obstacles and these challenges in my own head because of my own self-limiting beliefs. And so what I did to get over that is I work on my mindset every single day so that no obstacle can stop me. And there's a reason you have to work on your mindset every day, and not just when you feel down. Your mind is a muscle that you have to work on every single day of your life. If you skip just one day, and soon you'll be saying, I can't do this. Start working on your mind right now, and don't stop the minute you feel good. How many times do we do that in life? If we're starting to lose weight and we've got 20 pounds to go and we get to 12, okay, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, so we lay off doing it. And the same goes with mindset. Do not stop just because you're starting to really get it. You're starting to feel great. Keep doing it every single day, just like brushing your teeth. With practice, you'll be saying, I can, to everything you do in your life. And that's one of the things that I can relate to the success. But I've got a few more that I can relate to too, and I'll just quickly go through them. But one of them is persistence. Everybody has their own personal journey, and everybody has their own inner demons they have to battle. And sometimes it's our own self-beliefs stopping us from being successful. Even after I started to make money, I would battle with myself daily with things like, did I just get lucky? Or do I deserve to make this kind of money? Can I keep making my business grow? All sorts of questions all the time. I struggled for a long time mentally to believe in myself, to shut out people who doubted me, and to not give two craps about what other people think. However, no matter how much I doubted myself or wanted to quit or would want to crawl into a ball and cry, I didn't know how to give up. I didn't know how to give up. So once I started having success, I battled with Do I deserve this? It's crazy how the mind works. It's important as you're going along your journey that you stay excited about what your life can be. And that goes back to your why again. Keep it at the forefront. Write it on a bulletin board. Write it on a whiteboard. Keep it in front of you all the time. I'm constantly changing things in my business to remain excited, to keep that passion burning and to want to push harder. I'm long past where I was 2 years ago, and you will be too if you keep pushing. And that's persistence. And then there's passion. No matter where you're at in your journey, do not let your passion die. If you want something bad enough and you're willing to pay the price, you can and will have it. There's no doubt in my mind. And I suggest you spend lots of time working on your inner game again. That's your mindset. And another way that I do it is my library. It's growing by the week. As soon as I start working my way through the books I ordered, I jump back onto Amazon and I order another 1 or 2 books. I'm spending more time on personal development, spirituality, and learning to think the way I know I need to in order to reach my next goal. That's what that's all about. Every personal development that you look into, it takes you higher and higher into your goals. And making money, it isn't just about hard work. It's about the whole big picture of what you want to achieve and the person that you become during the process. So money isn't the #1 thing in my life anymore. I like nice things, don't get me wrong, but I'm more focused now than ever about creating a business that I'm really, truly passionate about and branding myself. And you can do this too. Lord, I didn't even know how to do anything besides check Facebook, check my email, and play games on the computer a couple of years ago. And now I'm that close to launching my own product. So I mean, you can all do it. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. And fall in love with the journey. Huge, huge. Like, yes, you'll have days where you don't like it, but fall in love with, pick those days that you do love it and go, man, what did I like about that? You know, it's a long journey that, you know, it's just a beautiful journey. But if you're at a point where you're struggling to make your first money, and you've hit a rut or a plateau, or you're just trying to get unstuck, then I would tell you to rekindle that passion inside of you. Don't let yourself get focused on the money, but get focused on what you want to achieve. And the money's just a natural progression. So successful people are passionate people, and they live their life to fulfill a purpose. And we're a rare breed. And we are always craving to achieve our goals, but sometimes you have to work through the kinks to get there. Don't let the little things or problems you face along the way stop you from ever reaching your goal. So that's about what I've got to take from it tonight. Your persistence, your passion, your why, your mindset. I mean, they're a recipe for success in entrepreneurship. Keep them in your mind as you start your journey. They will carry you through the tougher times. Your life like work isn't built in a day. You create your life's work one day at a time, one habit at a time. And to have a nice lifestyle, to be able to live life on your terms, and to be able to fulfill your purpose, it's going to require a lot of heart, a whole lot of passion, and a crap ton of persistence. But it's so, so worth it. So that's about all I've got to say about this tonight. So I'm going to move right along right now so that Morgan can tell us what she's thinking about.
Awesome, Nellie. Oh God, I love listening to you. You're just so full of passion, and just everything just flows out of you like just, it's amazing. I loved what you were saying about beliefs. That's really, this week actually, it's been quite funny because you might have seen my Facebook, I've started going back to the gym, and I've been going for about 2 weeks now, and the gym is in the city, and the car park that you park in is tiny. It doesn't fit nearly, as many people as goes to the gym, and there's hardly any car parks anywhere else. So I kept going to the gym and I never got a car park, and I was getting so frustrated, and I thought, well, this isn't right, because I know about the whole, ask your car park fairies to get you a car park, and just the law of attraction basically. And I was doing it wrong every time. And so I was listening to something the other day, I can't remember what it was, and they said to me, you have to say, I've written it down, I choose to believe that it's easy to get a car park at the gym. So instead of saying to yourself, I believe I'm going to get a car park, as soon as you say I believe, it's contradictory to what you actually believe, at that moment. But if you say I choose to believe, it's like your mind kind of thinks, okay, I'm choosing something different. So you actually start to believe that, slightly more. So I started saying to myself, I choose to believe that I can get a car park every time I go to the gym. And I'd get in my car, and as you're saying it, you actually start to believe it a lot more than the other way because of the word choose. And seriously, like for 4 days in a row, I've just been able to get a car park. And it's really funny because I get the exact car park every single time, the exact same one within like 2 or 3 car parks. And sometimes on the way to the gym, certain things will happen, like I'll miss a light, or I'll have to wait an extra minute at a light, or things like that cause me to be at the car park at a certain time. But because I know how this works, it's kind of like I don't get frustrated even if I get to the gym 5 minutes later than normal. I know that the reason I'm getting there later is so that I can get this park that I've already pre-planned. So it's kind of just going with the flow and altering your beliefs so that your reality can kind of shape that. So I thought that was really interesting. So what are we talking about today? So everyone starts at 0. When you start, think about a time when you started at a job. So I'm thinking about I think I started working when I was about 14, and I worked in a post shop and a video shop. And when I started there, it was my first ever job. I didn't know how to open the till, how to put a video on a shelf, or how to put a stamp on a post on an envelope or anything. So you start at 0, completely at 0. And there's people at the post shop who have been working there for 2, 3, 4 years, and they were training me. They were training me how to do my job. And as you stay doing one specific thing, you get better and better and better. And then the people that trained you leave, and you remain there. And then all of a sudden, 3, 4 years has passed, and you realise that you are now the trainer. So then people would come in and they'd get a job, and I would be now teaching them how to put a stamp on an envelope, or how to put a video on a shelf, or how to open the till. Obviously it was harder than that, but so that's just an example of how you start at nothing. But when I joined up to the post shop, I looked at these people that had been there for 4 or 5 years, and I thought, oh my God, they're so efficient at what they're doing. They're so onto it. I can rely on them to ask them any questions. How am I ever going to learn everything? And then I'm now in that place. I stayed at that job for like 4 or 5 years. I did it throughout high school, and now people are coming under me, and I'm training them. So it's exactly how every single thing works in life. It doesn't have to be an online business. It doesn't have to be sorry, my phone's ringing. It doesn't have to be network marketing business. It doesn't have to be an offline business. It could just be a job. Anything that you do in life, you are going to start with nothing, because if you started with something, then you must either be born with the knowledge, which is pretty much impossible. So you always start with nothing. So if you just remember that, whatever you're planning on doing, you don't know what you're doing, and you have a mentor. And for me, the mentor was the 18-year-old girl, who'd been working there for 5 years through high school, and she was my mentor at the time. And then I turned into her. So yeah, that was just the first message I wanted to share with you. What I want to do is run you through an exercise that I think is it's really, really awesome, because you need to take time to decide what you want. So yes, you have to start at 0, but why would you want to start at 0 with something that might not be the right thing? Like if you can take time before you go there to decide, what your passions are and how you're going to do this, then starting at 0 isn't so much of a big deal, because you're starting with a purpose, and you've got your vision, and you're not going to be wasting time. Whereas if you start doing something that you're not really sure about, and you're just starting because you don't know what to do, then that's when you kind of waste time and you end up jumping ship. So there's just a couple of steps that I've written down. So take time to decide what it is that you want. So within the business that we're in, this online platform that we've got, you can do anything. It's a marketing and it's a business platform, and you can do absolutely anything. You can market any business you've currently got. You can build a business, any type of coaching or service type business with our products, or you can build the actual affiliate side of the business, which a lot of people are doing. But what you need to do is decide what you want, and then if this platform fits into that vision, then that's awesome. So what I would do to start that is revisit your childhood. What did you love to do? So take away money, take away the business plan, take away everything. What did you really, really love to do? And start from there. Did you love painting? Were you creative? Did you love making things? Would you be good having some kind of a crafty business? Did you like at school, were you good at writing? Just start to brainstorm some ideas. Did you love horse riding? Could you be like a horse instructor? It could be anything, but just start to brainstorm some ideas. And then what you should do is make a creativity board. So it's similar to a vision board, but at this stage we're just trying to pull out from you what could be your purpose. Okay, so put things up that go through magazines and newspapers and put things on the board that inspire you. Put things on the board that will bring out your creativity and what you think you might like to do. And it doesn't matter if the board's only half full, because as you're going through the process, you'll start to dots will start to connect, and you'll start to see where you are wanting to go with this. And then what you could do is make a list of people who are where you want to be. Okay, so for me, I look up to people like Marie Forleo. I just think she's absolutely amazing. She's just she's an internet marketer. She's created her own product, B School, and she, if you hear her story, she started at zero. She was working a job like everybody else when they start, and she just slowly built up, and now I think she's been in the game, 10, 15 years, and she's just built up this amazing brand and this amazing thing. So that's somebody who I would write down on my list. But if you're into some other area, then start searching out for people who are ultra successful in what you want to do. And start, imagining and dreaming and thinking, that could be me. That is someone who I aspire to be. And then what you can do, number 4, is start doing what you love, even without a plan. So take away the business side of it. If you love, if blogging is what you do, if you want to share your voice and your message, you can get the blog and you can just start building your brand from there. You don't need to know how everything's going to work in the start. You just need to start, basically. You just need to get out there, get your voice out there, and just start to move towards something, and it will all become clear. Clarity doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to wake up one day with this amazing plan and this amazing business and this amazing idea about how your life's going to be. It takes time, and the clarity will build as the little pieces of the puzzle all fit together. Even now, 2 years into it, I still wake up with ideas about what I could call my company, or what I can what vision I could go towards. There's different things they're always changing. Okay, but you have to just keep moving towards what you want to do. What I also think is really important is specialized knowledge. So if you're wanting to be paid like a big time amount of money, so if you're getting into online business because you want more time freedom, you want more residual income, you want to be earning more money perhaps in a day than you can per hours that you can work. And it's not all about money, as Nettie was saying, and it totally isn't all about money. But if you get to that stage where you want to do that, then specialized knowledge is where it's at. So basically, you get to the point where you've discovered what your passion is and what you want to make money in. Then you've chosen somebody out there in the field who's already an expert and is already where you want to be, and you want to go in that direction. And then you need to choose a specific part of knowledge within your industry that you want to be the best at. Because if you're good at everything, you're kind of like, you're not average at everything. You could be really good at everything, but you need to be like a perfectionist at one thing. And they teach us this in law. If you do your law degree and you go out, you will hardly ever find a general lawyer. It's not like a doctor where you can be like a GP, right? Law is like a specific area because the law is so wide that you have to pick one area and you have to learn it inside out, because if you learn every single thing half pie, you're not going to do, a good enough job for your client. So if you become specialized in an area, it's going to skyrocket your results a lot quicker. There's certain people in our business who I know are known for certain things, whether it be Facebook, PPC, Instagram. They've kind of branded themselves on a method, and I believe that that is the way that you can sort of go from zero and go up really quickly, instead of being a generalized person, be known for something. And it's just as easy to be a specialist in something as it is to be good at a lot of things, because all you need to do is wipe out the other things or take them down to a certain level and just spend all your time and effort becoming an expert at a certain thing, whether it's blogging, whether it's YouTube, whether your thing's going to be personal development or whatever you want to be. Just pick that one thing and just become, learn it inside out, and then you will be that person. You will be that person that they call up. Because if you think about it, when you want someone, if you're doing something in life and you think, okay, I need this done, who are you going to choose? Are you going to go onto Google and Google the idea of what it is? Are you going to go to somebody whose website is designed around a certain thing and they are an expert in that? Or are you going to go to someone who covers what you do, but you're kind of not sure, if they're the best person? It's the same in anything. If you come out, if you are the specialist at one thing, then it's just gonna basically skyrocket your result. So that's pretty much all I was going to share with you today. What else have I written down? Oh, one other concept. I wrote this quote on my wall, I think. It takes 3 years to become an overnight success. And I was at a engagement party the other day, and I was talking to an entrepreneur who is doing an offline business. He's trying to sell nappies. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but he's trying to sell nappies, and I think he's going to use my girls as the nappy models, which is quite cool. But he said this to me. He said, it takes 3 years to become an overnight success. And I thought about it, and I was like, that is so true, because when you're in network marketing or you're in a home-based business, you suddenly, one day you don't know somebody, the next day they are like the most famous person in your group of network marketers, or your group of online marketers, and you're like, where the hell did that person come from? And they've always been there. They've been struggling for 3 years. They've just broken through, and all of a sudden you're thinking, well, that person did it in like a couple of weeks. I haven't heard of them before, so they must have just joined up, or they must have just done it. That's complete crap. It doesn't work like that. It takes time, and people work behind the scenes, and they don't talk about these struggles. And when you're having your own struggles, you just need to realize people are having struggles too. They just don't share it with you. So don't think you're the only one having struggles. It's just that people don't talk about it because it brings negativity. It doesn't inspire people to join your team when you talk about it. It's just not, you just don't do that. People just know you just don't do that. So next time you see someone having success, congratulate them on the work that they've done to get there, because it hasn't happened overnight. And if you look in your company at all the people who are earning like $1 million a year, $500,000 a year, $200,000, $300,000 a year, it could be, this is just a generalization, but quite often those people have actually been doing this for like 8 years, and they've been in lots of different companies before, and they've already built up that skill set. Okay, so they come into your company, and yes, in 6 months they earn $200,000, and you think, wow, that's amazing, I can never do that. But the reality is that it's the same skill set that they've transferred from their first company or the second or their third company into your business. Once you've learned the skill set that we're all learning, once you learn the skill set, you can go to different companies, you can move around, you can sell your own products. It's the same skill set, driving traffic, capturing emails, giving value, blogging, it's all the same. So don't compare yourself to anybody else, because you just don't know how much they've cried. You don't know how much they've struggled. And trust me, they would have struggled a lot if they're earning a lot of money. And that's a good thing, because they've overcome that, and that means that you can do it too. So I'm going to leave it there, because I've just taken up probably a lot of time. So I'll pass it back to Nettie. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next Hangout.
Thanks, Morgan. What amazing tips. I mean, the exercise that you told everyone to do, I was doing that mentally in my head, and I'm thinking, this is this is bang spot on. This is so helpful. And what you said, well, all through it was so great, but what you even said at the end about don't think you're going to be an overnight success. I mean, it took me a few days to realize that, a few hours, maybe, but it doesn't work that way. You have to work hard to get anywhere, and then you feel so much better about it too. It feels wonderful. So, Zen, I'm going to pop right on to you and see what you've got going on over there in Chinatown.
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. Okay, this is a perfect example. I don't know if all of you know out there in Tiltland know that I just recently moved to Shenzhen, China. But that, that was a complete reset for me, because suddenly I had to be okay with being at zero in life and in business. And that's where I had to meet my resistance and say, no, back off. I'm going to say yes, because the truth is that you have to get through the Great Wall of China here. So the first thing you have to do is set up a virtual personal network, they call it. Okay, so now my new server runs past the Great Wall of China to New York. And suddenly, Microsoft, all of my product that I'm creating in Microsoft Word and Excel is gone, because Microsoft doesn't recognize my new server and won't let me access my account. So I'm in complete zero reset mode. Lucky for me, I popped onto a private page where I had my documents and part of my product, and I screenshot everything so that I can recreate it somewhere else. These are the things that you have to do when you meet your own resistance. You have to sit and say, okay, I am at square one. What do I do? Because this product that I'm creating was to take my business to the next level. Interestingly enough, that's stable. I'm still getting leads. I'm still in shock every time I look at my smartphone, and I have two now, a China one and a US. And the Gmail and everything is all forwarded to one. So I still look down at my phone while I'm here in China and see leads coming in, and I go, that is just amazing and shocking in its own way, because how does that work? I mean, I set up something on my time here, and it's still happening everywhere, because I'll go back and look at the stats and see what countries and where things are coming from. And I'm just amazed. So, when Morgan was talking about I choose to believe, it's funny, I guess you're studying Abraham Hicks the way I've been a huge fan for years. So I always walk around, and I've modified mine because, those of you out there that are over 40 probably understand this better than somebody under 30. And that's no knock to anyone under 30 at all. I've been there, done that, and I just want to tell you this. Mine is I choose to believe that things will always work out for the best possible outcome. That may not be the outcome I planned, because I can tell you right now, I didn't plan to move to Shenzhen. So I'll give you the very short story of how I decided to take a reset in life, but not in business. I've been separated for over 7 years. And my daughter and I don't even like to call him my ex, because I just love him in a different way. Everything's cool there. He's a good man. So they were hurting, not seeing each other, because he does a lot of business here in Shenzhen. And he only comes back to see her, and he'll stay for a couple months because the jet lag is hell. And he'll work all night long, sometimes until 4 or 5 in the morning, so that he can spend time with her there. So he said to me, he said, hey, you're living that laptop lifestyle. How would you like to do some travel in Asia again and help me out so I could see my girl? And I thought, you know what? That's exactly why I did what I did. My why is my kid. So, and getting to spend time with her before she's off and running in the world. She's 16. So this opportunity to send her to a killer school, to involve her with her dad so that they can establish a good relationship instead of having him just be some guy somewhere with a wallet. It just was too enticing. And so to me, starting at zero again, I always choose to believe that things will work out for the best outcome. So Morgan asked that interesting question to me. What about your boo back in the States? Well, I choose to believe that everything will work out for the best outcome. And it'll work out however it's supposed to work out. And it will be the best for everyone involved. And that's how I choose to believe it. I can't separate myself and start from zero everywhere. So I just choose to believe that it'll be the best outcome. And I wish the best for everyone in life, in my close life and out there at large. And that is the thing I was talking to, actually talking to, let's not call him my ex, his name is Craig. I was talking to him about, because he always thinks that, just like Jesus, I'm kind of the ultimate hippie, because I can't stand that money is our only currency. Money serves a purpose, but the truth is that when it came right down to it, we came down to this conclusion. It comes to you and money is good to have. And I'll be transparent. Yes, I like money. I like to have stuff. I'm a Buddhist with stuff. But the reason that the exchange can be had is when you bring value to other people's lives. And I don't care on what level that is. If somebody is excellent at training you and blogging, awesome. Then go to them. They are providing you value. And yes, I guess, I believe that you should be compensated for your value. If you get value out of the things that I say about inspirational, motivational, and always staying on your game, and I'll tell you a few things about, not starting at reset zero every day. You can start from a really cool place every day by doing a few special things. But when you bring value, you deserve to be compensated out there in life. Now, is that in terms of, you get it in terms of money, you get it in terms of respect from your team, you get it in terms of, sorry, I'm taking that pill that Nettie took, can't talk, in terms of just bringing value to a group at large like this. There are people listening to us and getting value from this, and I don't care if it's directly from me or if it's from Morgan or Kristen or Nettie or Erica, and you don't relate to me, but you relate to one of them. That's awesome. We are bringing value, and that is all that really matters. If I have an interaction with anyone, it has to be, in my opinion, I choose to believe that it's life-enhancing for both of us. That's how I conduct my relationships. And that's why I believe the best will always be the outcome, because I just try my very best in each moment to bring value to whoever I'm speaking to. And if it's to a group, well, I hope some of my words resonated. And on that note, my new reset, I'm thinking, wow, I actually have a new niche. What about expatriate women living in another country, having to get used to all new stuff, the way we interact, getting in a taxi and having to just, memorize something in Chinese to get yourself somewhere. Of course, you can always hand them a business card, but you have to know how to say na li over there. You have to be able to do these things, and you have to learn it quickly. And now I'm going to give you two things that really have been killer for me, and I do them whether I'm jet lagged or not, okay? And one of them is I always, always, always get up and read. Always. 15 minutes minimum. I always read, and it's either on my iPhone or on my laptop, Kindle, a real book. It doesn't matter. I've chosen not to travel with real books, which I prefer because I love hardcover books, but they're heavyweight to travel with, so I'm using my Kindle. But always read 15 or 30 minutes, something inspiring and motivating, okay? Because that'll set the tone for your day. And then the second thing, but this is most important, and you should do this right up front in any business. And in this business in particular, and I found that I had to follow for a while, you have to find a mentor you respect. Now, you'll find a couple, but it happens by following them and finding where their value is in it for you. Does it resonate for you? Because, as I said, on this panel, and somehow Morgan, I think, just disappeared, but somebody might resonate more with Nettie, as a baby boomer with grown kids. Somebody might resonate with me. I'm a tail end baby boomer, but I have a teenager. Somebody might resonate with Kristen, a young woman, and Morgan, a young woman with twin babies. I mean, there's many areas, or people that love dogs, and I want a dog, and I think I might have to get a little one here in China because I want a little companion. Everyone here has one. So, but the different things that you resonate are the things that you should follow and say, yes, I'm getting value from that person. I want to be with that person. That's whose team I want to be on. And I'm going to wrap it right there because I'm sure Erica and Kristen have many nuggets to add to tonight. or this morning for me, it's 8 a.m. here, so, you know, I'm a little turned around. But I'm going to hand it back to you, Nettie.
Thanks, Zen, and awesome, awesome delivery, and thanks for telling everybody your story. And I mean, I love talk about zero. Same thing happened to me when I moved from Canada to the United States, brand new, you know. And everybody should experience starting at zero at least once, twice, 10 times in their life. Makes a better person for you. Yep.
Yeah, it actually it's a character builder, and it gives you a resilience that you just didn't even know you had. It's a whole new reservoir of tapping into yourself, and I just love it, and I guess that's why I chose to do it again.
And you are no longer naive. You know.
Oh, right, exactly.
Yeah. Just Morgan had to run because her babies aren't feeling well, so you know, we excused her gracefully because that's the babies are the most important. So, anyways, Kristen, can you take it away for us, please?
I can. Thank you so much, you guys. That was awesome, and it's so funny again how different we all are. So I love what Zen said about people resonating with, you know, different people, which is why you're so important, why you being in this business is so important, because somebody that will resonate with you and is waiting to hear your story, if you don't tell it, they might never resonate with me. So then they're never going to find their purpose and whatnot. So it's just really cool because, again, I read this topic. I read this when we talked about what we were going to do tonight. What I have to say is kind of completely different and a completely different take. To some extent, it all goes together. But this kind of just came to me, and so it's kind of very unrehearsed. But in talking about starting at zero, you know, if you think about it, you're never actually starting at zero. Really, ever. The only time we start at zero is as, like, babies, like when we're newborns. But even at a very young age, we overcome amazing obstacles, like learning how to walk, learning how to talk, learning how to eat, feed ourselves. I mean, those are actually like massive things that we had to learn. The only difference between then and now is now we question everything, we doubt everything, where before it just came natural, like, oh, cool, you have to learn to eat, you learn to eat. Now it's like, holy shit, I got to learn how to do something? How am I going to do that? And we start doubting ourselves because we have all that world experience. And so, you know, we're never really coming in at zero when you start a new business. You already from day one have so much to offer, but it's about accepting yourself for who you are. So that's kind of what I want to talk about for my portion really quickly is simply stop comparing yourself. I think that is the biggest thing. When people come in, they just immediately start comparing themselves to everyone else. I know I did, and I know sometimes I still do, and it's really hilarious because, like, you know, in Erica's boot camp that she puts on, it's, you know, it's not funny, but I can't help but laugh where I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, my video's not that good, and then the next person's like, oh my gosh, your video's so good, I wish I could do videos like you. And that's what we do. Like, we all doubt ourselves and compare ourselves to everyone else. So, for example, in this boot camp, there was somebody who was just getting started doing videos. They had never really done them before. And I had done videos before, but I wasn't all that consistent with it. And so this person literally said, oh my gosh, I just wish that my videos were as good as yours. And then here I am still kind of doubting myself. And they said, you know, it takes me so long to get a video done. And I was like, okay. And I sent them a screenshot of my phone where literally you see my screenshots of videos that it took me like 20 times to get this 1 2-minute video. So the whole point is you don't know what other people are going through, because I obviously don't post those 20 videos that I screwed up on. If you really saw me doing a video, if you saw me pre-hangout, you'd be like, what the heck is she probably want to get me committed, because sometimes I just talk to myself, I curse at myself, and I'm like, and then I just end up singing, which I'm not a good singer, and I just end up acting stupid in my videos. And then I get paranoid that I'm going to accidentally hit, you know, posts on the wrong one. So sometimes I get a little panicky about that, and I double check, because that would be really, really embarrassing. I should probably do it one day just to get over it. But yeah, stop comparing yourself. And be kind to yourself. Be kind. Don't get so hard on yourself thinking that you have to be somewhere that you're not. Like Nettie said, like we all said, you know, we're all at different parts of our journey. So, you know, you look at the gurus, you look at people who are making millions of dollars, they just have more time. And even if you're like, but I look at people and I'm like, okay, I'm 27. That person's 21 and look what they're doing. But you know what? They may have had that dream longer than I've had my dream. They have different life experiences, so you can't compare yourself to them. And so the other thing I want to point out is, because this is something I really struggled with getting online, and it was actually the most amazing relief when I realized that this isn't true. When you get into this business, when you start marketing online, what is the first thing you're taught? One of the first things you're taught is don't air your drama, don't be negative on social media. You just don't want to share that, because who's going to want to follow someone who's complaining about life, being all emotional, and being whatever? So what happens is you see all these people out there all bubbly and happy and go lucky, and they're like, because they're not putting their negativity out there. That doesn't mean the struggle's not there. It doesn't mean that they're not going through stuff. I mean, I remember, that's like my very first event that I ever went to. You see these people and you think, oh my gosh, they're perfect. And then when you actually sit down in a room with them, it's not that all this negativity comes out, but all of a sudden you see them, you see the whole sides of them, which is like, they're people just like me. They have struggles just like me. They're going through the same emotions that I'm going through. We just don't share it on Facebook. We just don't share it on Twitter, because that's just not what we're do, you know? But it's so easy, again, to compare ourselves thinking, well, because I was like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a lonely business. It's such a, you know, and I've gotten down on myself and feeling like I can't do this. And I get on Facebook and I'm like, oh, dang it, Erica's out to dinner again. Look at her life. She's so good. You know, and it's like, this is in the beginning. I don't do this anymore. But I would look at her and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't be like her, because here I am, like, whatever. But that's because that's the part of her life she shares. She doesn't share the struggle. She doesn't share when stuff comes up, because it's not professional and we're not supposed to. So I'm not telling you to go out and do that. I'm just saying to recognize and remember that you're only seeing parts of people when you're truly friends. So this is what I actually recommend. I actually recommend finding somebody that you can be completely open and honest with and authentic with. Now, I say this is very hard, because it's finding that balance of finding someone where you can be completely honest and open with without turning into like a gossipy, negative, complainy type atmosphere. I actually had somebody reach out to me and she said, you know, Kristen, I really need, she goes, I'm going through a lot right now, and she's like, I just need someone who I can talk to and not pretend to be happy all the time. And so it's amazing, because whenever we're going through a struggle, we come together, we just share that, but then we immediately go into solution mode. We don't sit there in that moment complaining or being negative, but we're able to just be honest and say, listen, I'm really struggling with this. What can we do? And I think it's really important to do that, because otherwise you're just left with all these emotions, all these beliefs about yourself, and you have really nowhere to go with them. So my very last thing that I want to share is I want to share what the other topic was, because I really liked it. Morgan had also originally said tonight was going to be, if it's possible in the world, it's possible for me. So what that made me think of is finding that balance. I do believe that there's a fine line between finding a balance of being okay with where you're at and accepting that you don't need to be somewhere where you're not yet, not ready for. At the same time, you can't become complacent. You can't become, well, this is just where I'm at my journey. You know what? I'll lose weight tomorrow. Or, you know what? I'm gonna make the $10,000 next year, because you know what? I'm just not there yet in my journey. No, there's a difference between accepting where you're at and continuing to move forward than it is to become complacent and get comfortable where you're at. So push yourselves. And my last piece of advice for all of this is just love yourself. Love who you are, because that will be the greatest achievement that you can ever do, is to truly love yourself. I know for me, in this journey, that has become the one priceless thing for me, to honestly be able to say that I love myself. I love who I am, and I love who I continue to grow into. And that is my honest hope for everybody, is that we can just love ourselves, because when we can do that, we can be authentic, we can be honest, and we can recognize that there's no need to compare ourselves. There's no reason to fear the future or fear the unknown. So back to you, Nettie.
Thanks, Kristen. Wow, I love the way you summed it up. Love yourself. Gold, gold, true words, because I don't honestly know how people can succeed if they can't look at themselves and say, you know what, I'm a good person, I'm a kind person, I'm a caring person, I'm a giving person, and I need to love myself, because that radiates to everybody else. And you know what you do is you help them love themselves. So really great words there that you finished it up with. Thank you for sharing everything. And I want to move right along with Erica.
Hey everyone, good evening. Wow. First of all, just welcome. Just thank you everyone in the chat. You have been amazing tonight. I love all the camaraderie that goes on in there. You guys are like this awesome family, and it's just so amazing to spend every Monday night with you. So thank you so much for being here. Darlings, this is one of my favorite topics of all time, because as you guys know, my passion lies with people who are just getting online for the first time. And one of the reasons why my passion is so aligned there is because I remember the fear. I remember the being so alone, like Kristen mentioned. I remember how utterly terrifying it was to be at that newbie stage and looking up at these people who were like 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ahead of me, thinking, oh, I don't know if I can ever do that, right? And I will never forget that feeling, right? So I will always, always resonate with the new person. So for me, this topic is my absolute passion topic tonight. And there's one thing I want to share with you really, really quickly, is that every single day somebody new gets online. And let me share a really awesome secret with you. If you've been around 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever, they look at you like you're the guru. Because you know stuff, right? Remember when you first got started? For me, I didn't have a Facebook account, right? I didn't know how to put an image in a blog. I didn't know how to link anything. Oh my God, the questions I used to ask my husband were ridiculous. We were so clueless when we first got started, right? I would create the content. I would go all over Google. I would search for all of these pictures I wanted in my blog, and then I would find all these links. And then when my husband woke up in the morning, I'd say, okay, hon, this is the blog post. I need you to put all of these words here, and then I need this picture to go here. I need this link here. And we would sit for like 5 hours creating a blog, right? So, some of you, darlings, you really have to give yourselves a pat on the back for how far you have come. And then you need to see yourself through the eyes of a brand new person, because that brand new person is looking at you like the expert, right? So that was my first real awakening, is that if we've been in this business 5 seconds longer than somebody else, we know stuff. And you must give yourself credit for that, right? Some of you don't give yourself a big enough pat on the back. You really don't. You know amazing stuff. Okay, give yourself credit for what you do know. The other thing that I think makes this subject really, really easy to handle is you must be in this for the long haul. Okay, mastery takes 10,000 hours. It doesn't take 10 minutes. It doesn't take 10 weeks. Okay, it takes 10,000 hours. If you have that mindset that I'm in this for the long haul, all of that grief and all of that angst and all of that stuff, that that negative chatter that you have with yourself, it goes away. Because then it's kind of like, oh, baby, I've got this. I'm in this for the long haul. I ain't going nowhere, right? And when you take that attitude to your business, all of a sudden, you can just breathe, because now you know you ain't going nowhere. This is your last rodeo. This is it. You are an internet marketer. You will always have an online presence. You are in business, baby. You're online. You're not going anywhere, right? So you've got to be in it for the long haul. And that takes all of the pressure of getting this done quickly, getting it done yesterday, right? I said this everyone says this, but I said it in my video this morning that repetition is the mother of all skill. Sometimes I had to laugh at Kristen. I thought I was the only one who curses myself. Sometimes it does. It takes me 5 times or 10 times to get a video uploaded on Facebook because sometimes I can't get the first sentence out, and I start and I'm like, Eric, blah blah blah, and I curse myself, and I'm like, I thought I was the only one who did that. But repetition is the mother of all skill. Sometimes you look at these people like Marie Forleo, right? I remember at one point I was so intimidated by this chick, and then I'm like, how many years has she been around? No wonder she's so darn good. She does this all the time, right? And I'm sure if I could go back in history and find some of her early work, it would look kind of naff. It would look kind of unprofessional, right? But here's the thing. You can't get better at something unless you keep doing it, right? And sometimes what happens is, we put up our stuff and we're like, oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's But guess what? It's never going to get any better if you don't keep doing it, right? And the beauty of putting your early work up, and this is for any newbie watching this, the beauty of putting your early work up is that in 6 months' time, 2 things are going to happen. 1, you're going to go back and look at that early work and you go, oh my God, look how far I've come, right? And a new person looking at you is going to look at your old work, look at your current work and go, oh my God, this chick's on fire. This dude's rocking it, right? Because they will see your growth. And what you then have done is given them permission to get started because everyone starts at 0. Everyone starts at 0. No one comes into this industry having the skill set you need to do this, right? Yes, it may be great if you have some business skills, or it might be great if you have some writing skills, or it might be great if you have, I don't know, something. Okay, but no one comes in knowing how to do a blog post. I'm sorry, no one comes in knowing that. You had to learn that somewhere, right? No one comes in knowing how to upload a video unless you had video marketing in your previous career. No one comes in knowing how to do this stuff, right? So give yourselves a break, my darlings, okay? You guys are on the path. One thing I love that our owner said the other day, and I am coming into land now, the owner said, it takes 3 to 4 years for a leader to show up in this company. Now, he's not meaning they're coming from the outside, no. He means they're being groomed from the ground up. It takes 3 to 4 years to build a leader in this company. And when I heard that, I'm like, man, that is so true. And then it takes all of the pressure off because if you're showing up every day in your business like you would a job, right, you know that you're mastering your skills, right? So it's only a matter of time before you turn into that leader that you've been admiring from afar for the longest time, right? I remember, you guys may know this guy, he's Justin Varengia. I remember I met Justin Varengia in 2012. Let me tell you something. He was this shy, or he kind of still is, but the shy, introverted little guy, really lacking in confidence. I remember I wanted to speak to him, and I went up to him, and it was like I'd said, boom, and he nearly fell over. Right? You look at him now. That dude owns the stage. He's doing his thing, right? That wasn't him back in 2012 when I met him. If you tapped him on the shoulder, he would literally just panicked, right? He was so shy and introverted. But he stepped into his fabulousness. That didn't happen overnight. That happened by him showing up every single day in his videos, going to every single event, speaking, doing his thing, mixing with people, right? That's what we mean when we say it takes 3 to 4 years to grow a leader in this company, right? Darlings, you're so on track. Okay, a couple of seconds left. Give yourself credit for what you've already learned. Every day someone new is coming to this industry. Don't put a time limit on your dreams. That was my final thing. Do not put a time limit on your dreams. Do not put a time limit on you to be successful in your business. And remember that you will always be learning. This learning stuff, it never ends. It never ends. Okay? You will always be learning. So there's always going to be something new coming up in your business. But you know what learning is? Learning is growth. And if you're not growing, you what? You're going the other way. All right, darlings? So that's it for me, darlings. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Back to you, Nettie.
Thanks, Missy. You finished it up on fire. I hope everyone out there tonight has gotten some help. If you are at that place where you think, I don't know it, I can't do this, yes, you can. We were all there at one time. You've heard Erica say she didn't even have a Facebook account. You've heard me say that I didn't know how to do anything but Facebook and my mail. Zen is over there, lost everything in China, and she's starting all over again. And Kristen she said the same thing. She used to look at Erica and wonder, how can I be like her? And yet she realized then that everybody had struggles. So you can, I don't know how we can get it through to you that you can do it, but trust me, I know that you can, because I'm walking, living proof of it, and so are all of these ladies. So just like Nike says, just do it. Start anywhere. Start, because anywhere is a place. And if you think that you really want to reach out and need some help, give us a dingle. I mean, join our team. That's what our tribe is all about. That's why we show up Monday night, to inspire you. So if you haven't joined yet, for heaven's sakes, there's a button down below that says, get started. I'm going to encourage you to hit that button, because it will change you like nothing else will ever change you in your life. This is something that brings the real you out and gives to the world. And we've all been given this gift. So join our team, join our tribe. We would love to have you. If somebody else invited you to watch this tonight, for heaven's sakes, get back to that person and talk to them about joining. But don't not join, okay? And reach out to any one of us on Facebook if we can help you. So at that, I'm going to close it off. Don't forget to hit the button. Let's get started, and have a wonderful week. I hope this has kick-started your week for you. And we'll be back next Monday, same time, same place, different topic. So thanks very much for coming, everybody. We really, really love you and appreciate you. Bye.